Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. I have the goods. I just got back from my Chanel boutique with the rest of the fall collection. I did end up purchasing the eyeshadow palette. I have the new mascara, which I'm really excited to try. I was told in store that it is limited edition, and then I went ahead and threw in the eyeliner as well, because why not? Don't really think the color matches the rest of the collection, so I might not use that today. We are going to do a full face of Chanel. It's going to be a quick turnaround today because I'm going to do my best to film, edit, and upload this afternoon so you can hear my thoughts on these pieces. In case you missed my previous announcements, the Tweed eyeshadow palettes, which I know a lot of people are interested in, they're going to launch on September 1st. There is a countdown right now on Chanel.com, so you can sign up to be notified. And as of now, the entire fall collection is available on Chanel.com, so I will make sure everything is listed and linked down below in the description box. First, I'm going to unbox and swatch everything, starting with the Multi-Effect Quadra eyeshadow in 58 Intensite. This palette surprised me a little bit because I did not expect so many people to be interested in seeing a review. When I suggested in my nude nails and lips video that I might skip out on the rest of the fall collection and just wait for the Tweed launch, so many people expressed interest in seeing this eyeshadow palette, and I will say it is more beautiful in person than it is in photos. I think in pictures, it just doesn't do the palette justice. It looks like a lot of the eyeshadow palettes that we've seen from Chanel, but the colors are very soft, a little bit muted, still reminds me a little bit of the Warm Memories palette. Hopefully that's a good thing and it means it will be one of my new favorites and it'll be incredibly wearable. This gold looks very beautiful in the pan. In the photos, it looked like a bright yellowy Chanel gold, but this is actually really stunning. It's more of a pretty beigey sand color. And I do really like this color story for fall. It's not revolutionary at this point, nothing really is. This is the Noir Allure Mascara in the shade 10 Noir. This wand looks incredibly promising. Reminds me a little bit of the Inimitable Intense, which used to be my #1 favorite mascara from Chanel, not La Volume. I almost picked up another one when I was in store today because I don't have one to compare, but they're pretty similar wands, I would say. The real difference so far that I can see with this mascara is the clicky packaging. It has the click pop top, similar to Rouge Allure lipsticks. Makes sense. It's called Noir Allure, similar to Rouge Allure packaging. So that is very fun. We'll see how it looks on the lashes, but I do already like the look of this mascara. And then we have this Stilo You Waterproof in 44 Bleu Carbone. Have no idea why they launched a blue eyeliner, and it's not really a true blue, it's more of a slate blue. It just doesn't really make sense with the color story of the palette. It's a pretty color though, and I do think I will be able to get use out of it, but probably not today because I don't think it will really go with the eyeshadow palette. We're going to go ahead and get started, so I scooted a little closer to the camera. The first thing I'm going to do is prime my eyelids using a little bit of the Chanel Corrector. The palette looks pretty soft. I don't think I would run into many issues with fallout, but we're just going to start with eyes today. This is going to cover up any redness that I have on my eyes and also create a really smooth base so we can really see the true colors of these eyeshadows. I'm starting with a Rephr 15 brush, and I'm going up here to this kind of mauve-y matte shade in the top corner, and this is going in the crease. Kind of the obvious place to begin. Ooh, it's pretty. It's a little bit deeper than I thought it was going to be. I even cleaned a bunch of my eyeshadow brushes for this tutorial. The 15 was a little bit too dense. I picked up a 16. I was planning to start with a 16, but then it fell on the floor and I got lazy. Instantly regretted it. I need something a little bit softer, a little bit fluffier. I still want to concentrate on the outer crease, outer lid, but I want to very softly start bringing this on the inner crease as well. And then when most of the product is distributed, I'm going to very softly blend right on top. Same thing on the other side, starting in the outer crease, but then slowly blending inward. And from what I can see so far, this shadow blends really easily. That's not usually an issue for me. I never really struggle to blend Chanel eyeshadows. I think the problem, or the main complaint I hear from other people, is that they aren't pigmented enough. They're a little bit softer. It's just a different makeup style, but so far I really like this. Next, I've picked up a Pro Crease 19 brush from Sephora. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow brushes because it's tapered, so it fits really nicely in the crease if you want something a little bit more detailed and precise. I'm going to pick up the bottom shade. It's kind of berry tone. This is going in the outer V to add a little depth and dimension. I'm sure with this color you could create a really smoky, dramatic eye. I don't want it to get too dark. I'm trying to stay with my typical soft glam. So just a little depth. I'm going back now with my original brush and I'm just going to make sure that is nice and blended. It looked really smooth even with the initial application. And I am creating a pretty typical Erin Nicole TV eyeshadow look. I'm sure some people will say it's very boring, you always do the same thing. When testing a new eyeshadow palette for the first time, I actually think that's the best way to do it. If I were to create some sort of crazy, creative, out-of-the-box eyeshadow look and it didn't turn out really nice, I don't think it would be very fair. I wouldn't be doing the palette justice, so I'd kind of like to do my tried and true eyeshadow look first. You can always get creative later, but it gives me kind of a baseline to compare with other palettes that I typically use. That is my motivation for keeping it pretty standard. And also, if I kept the look too simple and just did a little one and done eyeshadow on the lid and that's it, we really wouldn't be able to see the range of the palette. So I am going to use all 4 shades today. The flat shader brush, I'm picking up this really pretty gold. So much prettier than I thought it was going to be, and this is going on the lid. It's so soft. I honestly expected it to be very yellow, more of an antique gold. But it's very pretty. I would say it's pretty subtle, but I like that it's not really intense. Now using the same brush, I'm picking up this corner shade right here. I'm going to use this to blend the gold into the purple, or the mauve. So just kind of keeping this on the outer lid. That definitely helps. Because I was kind of thinking it's sort of a strange color combination to have the gold with these mauves, which are cool toned, and the gold is soft, but it's still a pretty warm gold, especially when you compare it directly or right next to the mauves. But this shade right here helps everything look more cohesive. Very quickly, I'm going to go back and touch up the outer V with that berry tone. And once again, I'm going back with the original brush and just making sure everything is soft. For now, I'm going to move on to the face. I'm revisiting one of my favorite holiday launches from last year. This is the Iridescent Illuminating Fluid. And I'm going to use this as a primer today. I kind of forget this exists. Unfortunately, it's so pretty. It's very gold. You can use this as a highlighter on top of your makeup. You can use it underneath your makeup, mix it into your foundation if you want to. I'm smoothing this all over my face underneath my foundation. It's very thin, it doesn't feel oily, so you don't have to worry. And it is kind of an iridescent gold. It's just really nice. I pulled out my Sublimage Le Tint foundation. I've been keeping this in the top drawer and I am bound and determined to use this up. I don't love the jar. I think visually, aesthetically, it's very pleasing. It's just not very practical. I usually just take what's left in the lid and I use my finger. It does come with a brush. Maybe it came with the spatula at some point, but I'm too lazy, and I think realistically we're all too lazy to pull out a spatula just for our foundation. At least my hands are clean. I know I washed them before I sat down. I would feel even worse if I dipped the brush directly into the product. I am so hungry for lunch, but there's no time for a break today. So if I'm a little bit more quiet or I just mispronounce things, misspeak, it's because I'm hungry. Oh wow, I did not fully blend in that illuminator. Whoops. But the good thing is we're going on top with foundation, and the Sublimage is hydrating, but I don't find it to be overly dewy at all. I still have combination to normal skin, and it's not too dewy for me. I can still use it. Since the release of the Water Fresh Complexion Touch, I've seen a few questions asking for comparisons between the new foundation, the Water Fresh Tint, Vita Lumiere Aqua. So I'm planning to create one of my foundation 411 videos next week, where I'm going to go through and talk about the properties of each Chanel foundation, break it down in one video, so hopefully it will answer all of your questions, and I'll show you what each of them look like on the skin so you can compare. It's been a while since I've done one of those. But if you have any specific Chanel foundation questions, drop them in the comment section because I would be happy to answer any of your questions in that video. I'm following that up with my Rose Corrector. This is a color corrector, but you can use it as a concealer. I like this because it's very brightening. It's a little bit brighter than the 10, which I know they have a 010, I believe now. I probably need to pick that one up next. When I finish my 10, I'll try the lighter shade. I like the 10, but it doesn't give me a ton of brightness, and that's why I generally will go in with the Rose Corrector. I'm going to blend that out a little bit, not all the way, and I'm just going to let it sit on my face and dry down a bit. Not completely, but give it a minute or so. This is my new concealer technique. I swear it makes such a huge difference. Now that I've let that dry down for just a moment, I'm going to spritz my face with a makeup setting spray. You can use any makeup setting spray that you love. This is the Too Faced Hangover RX 3-in-1. Just happened to be here at my station, but I've tried this with several other makeup setting sprays and I always get the same result. Now I've picked up my concealer brush and we will continue to blend. Not only will you have a brighter under eye, but the makeup will look smooth and last all day long because of the makeup setting spray. To warm up my complexion, because I'm looking very pale, I'm using the 392 Le Beige Cream Bronzer. I think the Sublimage Le Tint Foundation runs a bit light. I purchased this in B30, which is my usual shade. Previously, I had it in B50, which is usually way too dark for me. Even with the darkest sunless tan B50, I'm never a B50. But in the Sublimage foundation, it did work because it just runs light. I'm not sure. It doesn't even have sunscreen in it, so I don't know why, but it does. Usually when I do my complexion, it doesn't look quite this pale. To set the face, I'm going in with the Natural Finish Loose Powder in the shade 10. This is one of my all-time favorite loose powders, and it lasts such a long time. This is the best loose powder for anybody with oily skin because it sets the face and then you really do not have to touch up throughout the day. For blush, I pulled out 440 Quintessence, one of my all-time favorite shades. I owe you an apology because I recently used the shade Rosewood, which is another one of my favorites. I could have sworn when that launched it was in line, it was just part of the collection. But I checked and it's no longer available, and it's such a shame because it's a really pretty fall color. I don't think they have anything comparable or similar. I would say Quintessence is the brighter, maybe summery version. It was kind of the perfect cool toned pink without being berry. That's okay. Quintessence is really beautiful as well. For a highlighter, I am going to use Rêve de Camellia Illuminating Powder. It's a very pretty flesh tone highlight. Yesterday, I posted my holiday preview video and I shared a sneak peek at Chanel Holiday. There are two highlighters. Both of them look really pretty. One of them looks much deeper. I'm going to pick up both anyways because I just would love to see both. But I'm excited about the holiday highlighters, a lot more so than the holiday eyeshadow palette. And for the past few years, they've been launching a special limited edition item on both Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So I have no idea what those launches are going to be. So we still have a few holiday items to get excited about. The gift sets, which always sell out. Hopefully those will be really good this year. If you feel disappointed by what you've seen so far from Chanel Holiday, don't worry, there is more to come. With a pencil brush, I am going into this shade right here in the top corner, not the matte, the mauve shimmer color. It's more of a satin finish, and I am going to buff this beneath the lower lash line. This is always the part when the eye starts coming together and I start to get excited. Up until this point, it looks very touch and go. You're not really sure how it's going to turn out. I just filled in my eyebrows and I was about to do my eyeliner off camera, but I started blending out this side of the eyeshadow and I wanted to pause and show you because I really think it makes a huge difference. I'm going to lean in closer so you can see on this side, I just kind of went back with a completely blank eyeshadow brush and started blending. Underneath, on top, definitely smoked out the lower lash line. I think this looks so much better than this. It's a subtle difference, but it's a huge difference at the same time. You really have to go back, make sure the shadows are blended, kind of give it a one over. It also makes it look a little bit less dark in my opinion. Less dark, less harsh. I just wanted to point that out to you. I didn't want to just blend it off camera and then come back and not mention it as if by magic my makeup just looked so much better. So I'm really softening this lower lash line. It might be intimidating to go back with a fluffy brush and blend so aggressively under there. It's not going to spread the eyeshadow as long as you keep it really close to the lash line. It actually looks way better. And then just blending in the corner and the V all over. Eyeliner and brows are now done, so it's time to try this Noir Allure Mascara. I'm kind of disappointed that it's limited edition because if it's really good and I really like it, I won't be able to get it again. So far, so good. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Did a nice job on the bottom lashes. Let me go back to the top. It's pretty. It's really pretty. I don't know if I love it. I like it. It does a good job separating the lashes. I think you can always go back and add product if you want to build up the volume of the lashes. My complaint is that, you know how when you're using an old mascara, it sometimes looks patchy on the lashes. Like you can almost see like little globs. Glob is not the right word because it's very small, but if you look at the lashes, it looks like textured. Like you can see little areas that picked up more product than others. Like it doesn't go on really smooth. It doesn't really glide on evenly throughout the lash. That's what I was noticing initially. Sometimes the new mascara is too wet, but see, like on these inner lashes, the end of the lash grabbed product, but then when I try to sort of blend down the lash hair, it doesn't want to work. And it is true, I am a bit of a snob with mascara because I've found a few that work amazing for my lashes, and I have to try a mascara that beats those mascaras. If it's not as good as what I'm currently using, who cares? It could be fine. It can be a great mascara. If it's not as good as Pillow Talk or the Gucci mascara, I'm never going to grab it over those. The Chantecaille is also a good one. But see, now I tried to add more, and it looks really clumpy. I'm going to try to fix it. Oh my gosh, I'm making it worse. We have clumpy spider legs. Oh wow, that is so clumpy. I had to turn the camera off. I've been troubleshooting ever since. Let me show you what I've been doing. I wiped the wand completely clean so that it didn't have any other product. And I've been going through and trying to brush through the lashes just to smooth out the product that was already on there. I didn't want to add more product, and I don't really think it worked. These lashes look so clumpy. They're stuck together, but that's not even just the problem. When I say clumpy, I don't mean that the lashes are clumping together. That is happening a little bit, but it's more so that the product just doesn't glide from the bottom of the lash up to the end. Usually when you apply your mascara, it goes on nice and smooth. For whatever reason, this never happens to me unless it's a very old mascara. You know when you go in with a really old, almost completely dried up, but not quite dried up all the way mascara, like your last few uses, and you go in and you can see almost like little dots, little balls of mascara on the lashes, all throughout, top, bottom, middle, everywhere. That's what I see when I look really close. It's just not even. And I tried to fix it and I tried to brush through them, and I've just been making it so much worse. I don't really know what to do. The first coat looked okay. I think the problem happened when I tried to add more. I'm so disappointed because I've liked the eye look so far, and I was hoping to create something really beautiful and amazing, and I feel like the mascara, of all things, is going to ruin it. I didn't even go in with the blue eyeliner. I was trying to save this look. Okay, let me try this again on the other side. I'm not going to panic just yet. Maybe it's the way I apply mascara. I usually do a little top, bottom to completely coat the lash. I'm going to try wiggling through. This side is a little better. I still see the clumping a little bit. So weird. Why, like, it's something with the formula. It just doesn't want to glide up the lash. Okay, so I'm using the lessons I learned from the first eye. I'm not dipping the wand back into the tube. There's only so much brushing through the lashes you can do. Everything is basically stuck. Oh, you know what? So it doesn't look as spidery because I haven't gone in with more product, but it still looks kind of clumpy and flaky. Like, there's a clump right there. There's a clump, there's a clump, there's a clump. What happened? Did I get an old one? And this is just an initial impression. I'm obviously going to keep using it, but this is not a must-have product for me. This eye does look much better because I learned my lessons on this eye. Oh, it looks so bad. This is spider legs. This is okay. This looks pretty feathery. Still looks a little bit clumpy though. If I look, I don't think anybody would notice. If I left the house, nobody would think, wow, her mascara was so clumpy. But when I look really closely, I can see little clumps and little flakes have already started to fall because you only have a short window. It's going to start drying down on the lashes. So if you don't get it smooth and it starts to dry, the more you comb through it, it's going to start flaking on you. So you have to be really fast with that wand to do your best to smooth through the lashes. It's okay. I'm going to keep trying it. I'm going to keep using it. But it just really does not impress me at all. And I'm honestly shocked. I'm shocked that the mascara was so bad. And it's not the worst mascara I've ever tried, but it's the worst mascara I've tried in a long time. I'm actually embarrassed by this eye, by how bad the lashes look. And I tried to save it. Oh, but it's so clumpy. Eyes are now done, so we're going to finish with lips. I'm going in with the Beige Natural Lip Liner, and I'm going to use shade 206 Illusion today. I'm wondering if the mascara packaging has something to do with the formula. Like maybe because it doesn't twist and it just has that little pop-up. I'm wondering if air can leak through, if air can get into the tube. Because usually when I try a mascara for the first time, the formula is so wet. This is shade 206. I think this is a perfect everyday fall makeup look. This is the lipstick alone, but I love gloss, so I am going to top that off with Burnt Sugar. 724. This is such a pretty, kind of deep terracotta honey, burnt honey lip gloss. I love it. The gloss might have saved the look. I love this lip gloss. Ooh, okay. I'm liking the lip gloss. Of course, that is not one of the new products that we are testing. This is my finished makeup look for the day. In a socially distancing world, this would be a perfectly acceptable makeup look. When you get up close, it's kind of a Monet painting. From afar, it looks great. As soon as you get up close, you can really see all of the little clumps on the lashes. The spider legs become a bit more apparent. So let's talk about these products, starting with the eyeshadow palette. I like this palette so much more than I thought I was going to. I knew it would be pretty, but I actually think these colors are very wearable. They're a bit softer, more muted. Not usually drawn to these colors. It's a nice everyday fall palette. I'm glad I didn't skip it. You enabled me. You talked me into getting it, but I'm so thankful because it really is beautiful. The gold isn't as yellow gold as I thought it might be. And I think it looks really pretty on the eyes. I had no issues with blending. I think the overall eyeshadow look is really nice. I pulled out two eyeshadow palettes that looked sort of similar from my collection. So I did mention I thought it would be kind of similar to Warm Memories, except with a gold instead of a peach. So this is Warm Memories. This is my favorite eyeshadow palette from Chanel. It's my most used palette. It's very pretty and fall appropriate, even though it launched as part of a spring collection. And then this is the 362 Candeur A Provocation palette. This also looks a little bit similar. Here is Candeur A Provocation. Warm Memories is in the middle. Intensite is over here. This is a little bit more pink berry, but these two are very close. swap out that metallic shadow and they are just very similar. If you got the palette already and you love it, you're happy with it, then that's amazing. But if there's anybody out there who's been on the fence, if you already have warm memories, you definitely have a gold eyeshadow, but you probably have a deeper purpley berry shade as well, because those two have the biggest difference besides the peach and the gold. I would say the top shade is similar, the middle shade is similar, different finish, but basically the same color. So if there's anybody who is worried about FOMO with this palette, don't be. The Noir Allure Mascara is a tricky one. It's not god awful, but I want to say this is maybe $40, $42. That is a lot of money to spend on even a mediocre mascara, let alone a mascara that gave me some trouble. Maybe I got a defective one. Perhaps this packaging isn't so great when it comes to air getting in the product. I'm not sure what happened here, but I'm not a huge fan of it, if I'm being honest. I had so much clumping and flakiness, and it just did not look even on the lashes. I struggled with it. Mascara is pretty intuitive. I've been doing makeup for a really long time. I've tried a lot of mascaras. I even tried a different technique on the second eye. So I know when a mascara is just maybe not right for me and my lashes, if it's just not good. Not a huge fan of this, and I had really high hopes for it because the wand is really nice. The wand is not the problem. The formula is the problem. Inimitable Intense is so much better than this. Le Volume is incredible. It's one of the top selling mascaras in department stores. I'm so shocked by this that I almost feel like I must have a bad one. I'm sure this collection will roll out to department stores. In fact, I think this is already available at Nordstrom. If you picked it up at Nordstrom, you're in luck because they have a very lenient return policy in case you do experience the same thing as me. I would order this. If you plan to order this, order it through Nordstrom. That way you kind of have a fallback plan. You can always return it. And that completes today's review. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. I'm excited to hear your thoughts on these products. If you're interested, if you've tried them yet. If you have tried them, please let us know your experience down below in the comment section. I think it will be really helpful to anybody who's maybe on the fence. I am but one person, and my review and my opinion is certainly not the end-all be-all. So share your feedback down in the comment section. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be listed down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.